Hi, hello. It is told, it is reported that depression is the largest single anomaly that a great majority of people in the world are apparently suffering from. Media reports say so. Of course, I too have experienced periods of sort of depressions, and I myself researched into the way it works in my own entity, and I discovered that depressions, or for that matter, any of the so-called negative, dysfunctional, disadvantages, damaging, corrupting, injuring emotions are actually even generated and sustained or extended and expanded by language, the internal dialogues. There's a constant flow of words and sentences in the consciousness, or at least in the subconscious, almost all the time of waking hours. So these languages that are linked with potential triggering of the said emotions, there is the role of the autonomic nervous system. In other words, language is a function of the engines of the autonomic nervous system. Autonomic nervous system is the operating arm of the brain also. Autonomic nervous system is that extended, beautiful network of ganglions and nerve fibers that is placed parallel on either side of the vertebral column or the spinal cord. You can easily look into internet sources to get a diagram of the autonomic nervous system. It has two divisions, sympathetic and parasympathetic divisions. Okay. Nerve fibers from both sympathetic and parasympathetic division runs to every part, every gland, every motor muscles of the body, the flesh part of the body. So in normal emotions, contradicting or signals from parasympathetic and sympathetic go to the same glands, and there is a functional imbalance created between the various processes, the digestive process, the lungs respiration process, the heart beating process, the blood flow process of the body. So that is what is felt as emotion, a kind of discomfort, a kind of pressure, a kind of tension in the body, which is interpreted as depression or anxiety or fear or worry or sadness or depression and so on and so forth. So remember, on one side, autonomic nervous system is in charge of emotions by anomalous nerve impulses going to various glands of the body. So the same autonomic nervous system is involved in the generation of language in the uttered form, spoken form, as well as in the thought form. Thoughts are nothing but unuttered flow of words and sentences. So these words and sentences are connected to emotions via the autonomic nervous system. Okay? Because autonomic nervous systems must function in order to learn words and learn uttering of words. Because in the uttering of words, the functions or the movements of the lungs and movements of the vocal apparatus in the throat region or in the mouth are involved. Movements of the lips, the tongue, the pressure variations applied on the throat, etc. They are all coordinated by autonomic nervous system. So the thoughts The thoughts are unsounded variations in autonomic nervous system. So a so-called thought which was disturbing content, which was further seen as threats or dangers or anxiety-provoking things, directly induce emotions in the body, and so long as that thought is there, these emotions are sustained. So, in order to manage, or in order to resolve, or in order to transcend the feeling of depression and other emotions, you just change your thoughts. Now, for example, take a book and read. Think something good about your life or good about everything. Enter into a conversation with a good friend on good topics, or do something else. Now, change your thoughts, then the emotions will be changed. All right, you can also try respiration exercise. That means you cannot control the thoughts per se, but you can control the respiration, so-called pranayama. So that's how pranayama can work on reducing tension and worry and depression and all those things. But first of all, you need to understand this, the network of linkage. That means from the autonomic nervous system, the vocal cords and respiration movements are regulated, because the regulation of respiration and the tension in the throat only produces the words and sentences. And the autonomic nervous system is also connected with the glandular functions. So a certain glandular function is created which is perceived as a discomfort or a body feeling, which is interpreted as an emotion by the thought process. So in a way, those thought process naming emotions and feelings are sort of learned. So that learning is sustained in the form of a language. So change your language to escape from depressions.